it took us 8 years to, we moved in with a 420 credit score and no money, like no money. Well, it's a it's helping them change their language, which will hopefully help change their beliefs, which is instead of saying, I can't do it, you say to yourself, how can I do it? Because if I can buy my house for what I bought it for with a 420 credit score, even though it took 8 years, then Mary, what were their names? Mary and
Mary and
Chuck?
John. Yeah.
Mary and John, even with $700 in their bank account, they can do it too. I can almost guarantee you there is another $250,000 house in Kentucky where the sellers need to sell because I was a seller who needed to sell. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you, God, for this challenge because I know once I figure it out or whatever happens next, I know I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to be able to help other people that end up in the same spot. And I was struggling buying food to eat because I couldn't use my credit cards and I was too proud to ask anyone for food or money. And it sucked. And I was in the muck. And I've been in the muck a lot of times. So if you're in the muck and you're like, yeah, 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 ugh, that'll never happen. I promise you, wherever you're at, if you can look at it, just crack the door a little bit. Say, okay, I'm going to be grateful for this someday for some reason. And And pretty soon you'll discover that that's true.
So tell us what people don't know about water and why H2O cleanse is such an important message.
Nobody knows what to do about their water. They know that we need it to live, but they're also scared that it's going to kill them. So what do people do? Excuse me. Most people turn to bottled water, unfortunately, which we're now beginning to understand just based on the bottling process. When the mechanical pressures go down to seal the bottle, it shreds plastic into the bottle. So there's, over 250,000 particles of plastic in every bottle of water. That's a lot of plastic, which we know suffocates us. And our solution is at every faucet and every fountain on the planet, you need to get what's called an NSF certified drinking water system.
Well, there's 2 days, the two most important days of your life. And I can't remember who I'm quoting, but it's somebody smart from a long time ago. But the two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day that you discover why. And the Go 90 Grow, sorry, yes, and the Master Key experience helped me discover why. Because now I, you folks helped me launch my first online course, and now I have 10 courses
Wow.
that help people in all kinds of different ways, mostly creative. So I'm not only able to have a direct impact with people that I work one-on-one with, but I'm able to have a global impact because anybody from anywhere can tap into the learning that I have. And that's why we're here, everybody. God made you to make his world better.
Yeah.
And I know that the Master Key experience was an accelerator, and that is like pouring gas on a fire.
Yeah. God,
Absolutely.
yeah, one of the things I like to say is that the Creator's gift to us was our consciousness, not our reactive mind, but our consciousness. And our gift back to the Creator is what we do with that gift. And you've done a beautiful job of doing something with it, realizing, that we're all connected.
And it's like anything. We have to, whatever you pay attention to is where you're going to go. Where your focus is where you're going to go. And so my number one thing is we have to learn how to love ourselves. And by loving ourselves, we have to dedicate time to ourselves to step away from the distractions, from the constant busyness, from the overstimulation, because we have so much more ability as human beings to tap into our natural energy, to tap into our collective mind and the resources and the senses that we have available when we're not distracted, when we actually choose what we want to focus on and why. And, sidebar, it takes work, just like anything else. It takes work, it takes dedication, it takes commitment, it takes desire. But these things yield such great results.
I'll give you an example. My daughter just had a baby on the 4th of July. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Because I live in Canada, but I am American. By the way, everybody, I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado, and I met my husband, who's a Canadian, um, in Mexico. That's a whole other cool story. Um, anyway, I got to be in the delivery room with my daughter. That is how good of a relationship she and I have. I my grandson's name is Milo, and I got to watch him be born. I got to watch my daughter give birth. And I was talking about this earlier with Mark and Davine. The Master Key experience just planted a seed, and then Mark and Davine and their team, and Heather and Izana and Maria and Carolyn and all of these people were just like the dirt and the sun and the water and the fertilizer and all of the minerals and nutrients that I needed to grow, and they all believed in me.
Do you believe and understand that what you're offering has value? That's the first thing. If you don't believe that what you're offering to people has value, I don't care if it's sneakers, if it's a talk, if it's I don't know what else it could be, right? If it's art, if it's your book, if you really don't believe you have value, then you're not going to succeed because your energy is not going to be there, right? I learned you can have the greatest thing. If nobody knows about it, it's not going to do them any good, and it's definitely not going to do you any good.